Welcome to the subject software engineering. We are in chapter 9, that is design engineering, and today's topic is the design model. In the previous topic, that is the design concepts, we have studied, and today we will go to the next topic, that is the design model. The design model can be viewed in two different dimensions. We'll have a diagram in the next slide. You can observe that. That is, one is process dimension and second dimension is abstract dimension. The process, point number 2, the process dimension indicates the evaluation of the design model as design tasks are executed as part of software process. So students, okay, in the design model we have two dimensions. One, which is horizontal, is called as process dimension, and the vertical dimension is called as abstract dimension. So the process dimension, which is the horizontal dimension shown, indicates the evolution of the design, that is how the design develops as various design tasks and activities are executed during the software process. Point number 3. The abstraction dimension represents the level of details as each element of the analysis model is transformed into design equivalent and then refined iteratively. Students, you know, there are two dimensions. One is process dimension, another is abstract dimension. This abstract dimension is vertical dimension. Okay, here you will, okay, it will represent the details of every element, okay, that is present in the analysis model, okay, and convert it into design equivalent, and it is refined iteratively. So you can see in this diagram, okay, if you just broaden this diagram, okay, you have got the horizontal line, okay, which represents the process dimension, and the vertical line which represents abstract dimension. Okay, so this in the process dimension, which is horizontal, first phase you have got architecture elements, in the second phase you have got interface elements, in the third phase you have got component level elements, and in the fourth you have got deployment level elements. Okay, and there is one clear dashed line between the analysis model and the design model. So this top level, at very top you have got analysis model, okay, which speaks about high level of abstraction. At the bottom you have got design model, which speaks about low level of abstraction. So students, you know, analysis is always at high level of abstraction and design is always at low level of abstraction. Okay, so we have this model, okay, that is called as dimensions of the design model. Okay, you can learn this more as we proceed through this topic. When you refer to the figure that you have seen in the previous slide, the dashed line indicates the boundary between the analysis and the design model. Students, you have seen in the previous slide, there is a dimension of design models. So horizontal dimension is the process dimension and the vertical dimension is the abstract dimension. And okay, there is a clear dashed line indicating the distinguishing factor between analysis model and the design model. So analysis model is having high level of abstraction, whereas design model is having low level of abstraction. The elements, point number 2, of design model use many of the same UML diagrams that were used in analysis model. So students, in the design model that we are studying now, we use the same unified modeling language diagrams that we studied or that we use in the analysis model. Point number 3. But the difference is that these diagrams are refined and elaborated as part of the design. More implementation specific details is provided. Students, okay, you know there are two phases of software development. One is analysis phase, another is design phase. In analysis phase, abstraction is there, details are not available, whereas in design phase, you have to talk about more detail and implementation specific detail. So this is a elaborated and refined, okay. All these diagrams are elaborated and refined and they are implementation specific. Point number 4. The design, it must be noted that the model elements, namely architecture, interface, component level elements, okay, and deployment level elements are not always developed in sequential fashion. Students, in diagram you find them in the sequential fashion, but they are not always developed in the sequential fashion. The reason you will learn. Point number 5. In most cases, preliminary architectural design sets the stage and is followed by interface design and component level design, which occur in parallel. Students, okay, in the various stages that you have got, okay, the architectural design is the first stage, then which is followed by interface design and component level design. Both occur in parallel. It is possible that is interface design and component level design can take place simultaneously. The deployment model is usually delayed until the design has been fully developed. As far as the last phase is concerned, that is the deployment model or deployment level elements, these have to be developed at last when the initial all phases are over. So that is deployment model is usually delayed. Now first we will understand point number 6. The design model has 4 major elements. 1. Data design elements. 2. Architectural design elements. 3. Interface design elements. And 4 is component level design elements. So students, in the design model you will have 4 major elements. One speaks about the data design. Second is the architectural design elements. Third is the interface design elements, and fourth is the component level design elements. All these we will study individually. First we will take up the data design element. Point number 1. Like other software engineering activities, data design creates a model of data and or information that is represented at high level of abstraction. For example, customer or user view of the data. Students, okay. So data design, which is a phase in the design model, okay, is represented by high level of abstraction such as customer view or user view of the data. Next, point number 2. The design data model is then refined into progressively more implementation specific representations that can be processed by the computer based system. So this data model, whatever your data model you have developed, is always improved or is refined into implementation specific representation that we can process with the help of computer based system. So students, as we design, okay, a software, you should be more implementation specific. Minute details must be noted. Point number 3. In many software applications, the architecture of the data will have profound influence on the architecture of the software that must process it. Students, you know, data is the main component as far as software design is concerned. Okay, the data should be accepted from the as input. It must be stored properly and it must be readily made available for processing. So how the way you design the data or the architecture of the data will naturally influence the way you are going to develop the software. Point number 4, the structure of the data is important part of the software design at program component level, application level and at business level. So other three phases, that is architectural design elements, next is interface design elements and component level design elements will take up in the next class. So students, today we have begun with the new topic, that is data design, okay, or it is appropriately called as the design model. So we'll stop here. Okay, I'll be sending this video to you as well as PDF notes. You please write down in your notebook and complete your notebook in all respect. If you got any doubt, you can give me a call. Thank you.